In today's video, we are going to be showing you guys how to create a detailed graphic made by AI, then running it through a free Photoshop-like program called Photopea, which will actually make this graphic look like a crazy poster. But by knocking out all that background, we'll actually make it perfect for DTF. So we are going to be printing it out and pressing it on a shirt. So we have a wearable, breathable, sellable tee. We're also going to be showcasing other websites, so definitely follow along, all right guys?
I'll be using MidJourney to look for design references. I was thinking of using an ancient Chinese character. The key to getting good prompts in MidJourney is being super detailed with your search. Let's try something with Chinese mythology. Maybe a Vajra, hooked nose, angry face, holding ancient instruments, swirling and twisting dense clouds, concept art style, high metal textures, and of course, very detailed. Now that we've got a good selection, let's scroll through and find a design to start with. To start designing, open Photopea in Google. Photopea is a free advanced online image editor that lets you load, edit, and save PSD files. Click New Project and set the DPI to 300 for high quality resolution. Adjust the width to 12.5 inches and the height to 18.6 inches. Go to File, Open in Place, and select the design we'll be editing. Click the check mark to place the design above the background layer. Right-click on the layer and select Rasterize. Then, choose the rectangle marquee tool to crop the top and bottom of the design by selecting those areas and deleting them. Press Command-J to duplicate the design 3 times, then hide the 2 duplicate layers. Press Command-Shift-U to desaturate the design, then hit Command-L to open the Levels window. Adjust the sliders to darken the main subject and lighten the background. Now duplicate the edited design twice and change the blending mode to multiply. Select the layers and group them together. Duplicate the group, then right-click and choose Merge Layers. Press Command-A to select all and then Command-C to copy. Toggle on the 00 copy layer, click on the layer mask, and then paste the desaturated design. Toggle off the layers of Folder 1 and Folder 1 copy. Click the design to see the version with layer mask. Turn on 00 copy 2 and zoom in to see the details better. Use the quick selection tool to select the subject. You can adjust the selection using the plus and minus icons. Use the pen tool to select specific parts more accurately. Click on the selection and choose Unite to add to your selection. Now start selecting the outline of the main subject. Repeat the process using the pen tool. After selecting, create a layer mask. Duplicate the 00 copy 2 layer. Rename the layers to BG and FG so we can easily differentiate between the background and foreground for editing. There's another way to get a better output. Let's delete the layer mask and head over to the Channels panel. Select the blue channel and drag it to the icon beside the trash bin. This will create an independent channel from the current selection. Press Command-L to open the Levels window. Adjust the sliders to increase the contrast in the design. Press B to use the brush tool. Paint over the main subject with black. The black areas will be solid, while the white areas will be knocked out. Hold Command and click on the layer thumbnail to select the pixels. Copy the selection by pressing Command-C, then go back to the Layers panel. Create a layer mask and press Command-V to paste it into the mask. Then, go back to the Channels panel and toggle off Alpha 1. Hide the BG and FG layers to see the knockout version, then press Command-I to invert the layer mask. Toggle on the BG layer. Create a color fill and select any color, then place it below the folder 1 copy. This will serve as the background. Zoom in to get a better view of the design and select the BG layer. Duplicate the background layer as many times as you like. The main thing is to darken the smoke strokes. Just don't forget to set the blending option to multiply. If you're happy with it, select all the duplicate layers, right-click, and choose Merge Layers. Zoom in to check out the smoke outlines. Check all the layers you need to duplicate. You'll notice the foreground layer still has some white spots, so we need to hide it. Select the layers and hit Command-J to duplicate them. Then right-click and choose Merge Layers. Duplicate the 00 copy 5 layer and delete the layer mask. This will help you see how to add more thickness to the smoke strokes. Turn on the layers and then merge them. Right-click on the 00 copy 6 layer and select Duplicate Into, followed by New Project. This will copy the layer into a new document with the same size and settings as your current one. Let's zoom in and desaturate the image. Press Command L to bring up the levels and then adjust the sliders until the image looks like a sketch. Click Command A to select all. Go to Filter, Pixelate, then Color Halftone. A Color Halftone window will pop up. Adjust the radius and the 3 angles for the halftone. The radius controls the size of the halftone dots, while the angles set the orientation of the halftone pattern for each color channel. Press Command C to copy, then return to the original document and press Command V to paste. Next, press Command I to invert the image. Duplicate the layer and invert so we can see the difference. Now that you can see the difference, go ahead and delete the layer. I'm not happy with the halftone look because there are still too many white areas. Since we're designing for DTF, we want to keep the design lightweight. Let's see what we can do by toggling the layers on and off. Place the BG Copy 10 layer on top of the FG layer. Select the FG, BG Copy, and BG layers, then click the folder icon to create a group. Rename the group to BG and FG. Rename the group to Halftone. Select BG Copy 10 and 00 Copy 5, then press Command J to duplicate them. Right-click and choose Merge Layers. First, disable the layer mask. Duplicate BG Copy 10 and place it on top of 00 Copy 6. Change the blending mode to multiply and adjust the opacity and fill settings. Select these 2 layers, then right-click and choose Merge Layers. Toggle on the halftone layer and re-enable the layer mask. Option-click the layer mask thumbnail to select the pixels. Move BG Copy 11 to the top. Hide halftone layer. Zoom in and delete the selected area. Press Command D to deselect. Turn off all the layers. Zoom in to examine the halftone details. Let's invert the halftone mask. Now let's change the color to white since we'll be applying this design to a white shirt. Duplicate the folder 1 copy layer by pressing Command J and place it on top of the halftone layer. Let's change the color to a bright color. Toggle off BG Copy 11 and change the blending mode of folder 1 copy 2 to multiply. Zoom in to see the details and notice the difference when we stack the 2 layers. The smoke lines are thicker, but there are still some areas we removed last time that are showing up. To remove some parts, let's use the eraser tool. We'll erase most of the design and just keep the smoke lines. Change blending mode to normal. Go to Select, Color Range, and adjust shadows and highlights fuzziness. Clear the selection, then press Command D to deselect. Select the 2 layers, duplicate them, and then choose Merge Layers. Toggle off the BG Copy 12 layer and folder 1 Copy 3. Zoom in to check the details and see if there are any parts we missed that need to be erased. Rename the layer to Final. Select the remaining layers and create a group named Editable. Now, let's search for a grunge frame on Google. Look for a black grunge frame that we can apply to our design. I think this free grunge frame will work well. Just click download and save it to your desktop. Go back to Photopea, select Open in Place, and choose the downloaded PNG file. Rotate the frame 90 degrees and adjust the size so it fits the corners of the design. Hold Shift if you want to scale it non-proportionally. Duplicate the layer and place it on top. This way we have a backup copy. Right-click the layer and choose Select Pixels. Create a layer mask for the final copy layer. Press Command-I to invert the frame in the layer mask. Rename the PNG to Border. Now let's find the fonts we'll be using. One of my go-to sites for fonts is FontSpace. Search for Asian or Chinese fonts on FontSpace and scroll through the options. I like the look of this grungy font, so let's download it. I also want to look for another Chinese brush font. You can type your text in the preview to see if the font design matches well with it. I also like the look of the Ming Imperial font, so let's download that too. Go back to Photopea and select the text tool. Use the Move tool and zoom in to enlarge the text.
Highlight the text, then change the font and color to red. Now let's add the downloaded fonts by going to Load Font, selecting the desired font and pressing OK. Repeat the process for the other font. After loading the new fonts, type the font name in the search bar. I think I'll go with the Ming Imperial font instead. Double-click the color fill to change the color to off-white. I want to see if the red shade will match well with a light-colored shirt.
Position the text to the left and adjust the size.
Let's keep changing the font color until we find one that we're happy with. Zoom in to check out the details of the halftone. Adjust the size again. Copy and paste the text, then change the letters as needed. Repeat this process until you finish spelling storm. Let's adjust the placement and alignment of the text. Select all the text by holding Shift and click, then create a folder. Rename the folder to Storm.
Press Command-J to duplicate the group. Move the text to the other side. This will be the breaker. Change the text individually, then duplicate it to add more letters to the group.
Rename the layer to Breaker.
Let's make the text smaller and adjust the placement so it balances the whole design.
Zoom in to see all the details. Here we can see that there's still a part that we need to erase. Toggle off the layers and go to the editable group to find the layer that contains the unfinished part. Press E to select the eraser tool and start erasing the unwanted parts. Since we've edited a new version, select these two layers again and duplicate them by pressing Command-J. Move the duplicated layers outside the editable folder. Right-click and choose Merge Layers. Delete the initial final layer, then rename the new one.
Duplicate the layer and drag the layer mask, then delete the final copy.
Place the remaining layer on top and toggle off all the layers. Now it's time to add a caption for the design. Let's use ChatGPT to generate some ideas. When using ChatGPT, it's best to be descriptive so the AI can understand all the details and provide great results. If you're not satisfied with the suggestions, you can always ask the AI for more options. Highlight the text and copy it. Go back to Photopea, select the text tool and paste the text. Change the font and size of the text. Highlight the text and start making changes. Rotate the text to 90 degrees. Position it beside the breaker and make it smaller. Highlight the text and search for a better font. I'll be using Gong for the caption. You can download all the fonts we used in this design from our description box. Change the font color to white. Adjust the size and placement of the text. Increase the text size to match the other copy. Finalize the placement of the text. Now it's time to add a stamp. Let's go to MidJourney to find a good artwork we can use. Type grunge ink blot frame and explore the available options. I think this one looks good. Right-click and choose Save Image. Go back to Photopea. Navigate to File, Open and Place, and select the ink blot frame. Make the frame smaller. Place the layer on top. Right-click and choose Rasterize. Toggle off all the layers.
Go to Select, Color Range, Highlights, then delete the selected areas.
Select the frame layer, then go to Layer Effects, Color Overlay. Change the black color to red. Make the frame smaller. Toggle all the layers back on. Rename the layer to Frame. Resize the frame again and position it after Storm. Select the Storm text and make it larger. Use the text tool to type T and place it inside the frame. Change the font to Gunji and increase the size. Repeat the steps for the letter S. Select the 3 layers and create a group. Rename the group to Stamp. Select the Storm folder to move all the text simultaneously. Looking at the design, I think it would be good to make the smoke lines darker.
Open the editable group and select folder 1copy3, then duplicate. Move this layer outside the editable group. Zoom in to see if the lines are getting darker. Change the blending option to multiply. Move the layer on top of Final Copy 2. Right-click the layer mask and disable it first. Let's move it first since we are editing the final design. Use the eraser tool to remove parts that are not smoke lines. Change the opacity to 80%. Continue removing other parts. Duplicate the layers and right-click to merge them. Clean up the edges. Repeat the steps until satisfied. Duplicate. Change the blending option to multiply, then merge. Toggle off the layer. Command-click to select pixels. Go to Layer Effects, Stroke, change the size to 1, and set the position to outside. Now that it's thicker, toggle on the final copy layer and match the shade color to the clouds. Reduce the opacity to 35%. Right-click the layer, choose Rasterize Layer Style, and start removing parts so the transition between lines and smoke is seamless. Right-click and choose Merge Down, then put back the layer mask. Change the background color to white. As you can see, when we remove the background, the frame disappears. To fix that, go back to the layer mask and press Option or Alt for Windows. Use the brush tool and paint the white parts outside the frame. You can use the rectangle marquee tool and choose Add as the selection option. To finalize the design, I want to add some lightning to the background. Let's search for some on Google. I'll use this one. Let's download it and name it Lightning. Go back to Photopea and import the file. Place it on top of the border layer and rasterize it. Use the magic wand tool to remove the white background. Use the move tool and make the lightning smaller.
Adjust the placement so it looks good with the smoke lines. Duplicate the lightning and rotate it to your preference. Go back to the original layer, then use the eraser to remove the parts we won't use. Repeat the steps on the other side. Now select the copy and duplicate it. Right-click, then choose Rasterize.
Command-click to select pixels, then go back to the layer mask and use the brush tool to paint over, ensuring to use black. After painting, click Command-D to deselect. Delete the rasterized text since we won't need it anymore. Toggle on the background layer to see if further edits are needed. Looking at it, I want to make the red shade darker. Go to Layer Style, Color Overlay, and choose a new red shade. Repeat the steps and apply the new color to all text. Now that we're done, let's save it as a PSD file for an editable version. We also need to export it in PNG format for a transparent background.
Hey superstars, I'm excited to share some fantastic updates from our website that will actually transform how you order and design your prints. We've always focused on efficiency and ease, and to continue that tradition, we're introducing a brand new auto build tool on our gang sheet builder site. This tool is a game changer from our creative customers who want control over the designs, really quick inputs for their easy arrangement. With this new feature, you can customize your gang sheets exactly the way you want it, as quickly as you like. We got our prints. Let's take a closer look. It looks really good, but really see how much they knocked out, guys. Like, look at all the white that we have. It's still pretty good, halfway solid, and all of this coming out was gonna make it a lot more breathable than it really should be. And even the cutout for the words, that's really cool, and they really went on all deep with this, and especially being on Photopea too. Props for that. But all right, let's measure this out real quick. It's good 16.5 wide of a transfer that we have, but for the graphic we're looking around 16 inches. This is the width, which is going to be around close to 11 inches. So we got a big size graphic. It's going to be really good. So let's check out the blank that we're going to be using and let's get on with it. For today's blank, we got this large ivory colored comfort color shirt. It is a 1717 model. And if you guys are looking for these type of blanks, we'll put a link in the description below. It's more of a streetwear, honestly, my kind of favorite. I do like streetwear looks than more of skin tight. Yeah, no, I definitely like the color too. So let's see how it goes. Our Heatmaster Prisma, of course, is gonna be our factor here, our machine that's gonna help replicate this. So it's been a fan favorite for all our videos, so definitely check out our Heatmaster Prisma. If you guys are looking for a heat press, definitely give this one a shot. We'll put a link in the description below. But let's get started. We do have our laser already set up here. Just so we could better align this, we do have a signature alignment for ourselves. It's gonna be a good 3 inches up from neckline. So if you guys are looking for something like this, we'll also put in the link in the description. You can set up your laser however you want. Since this is a big piece, I did notice at the last minute that this was gonna need to go up a little bit more. Suggest you guys always using the dollar bill test. If you guys do not know the dollar bill test, definitely look up the dollar bill test on our channel. We have the dollar bill test. We just basically put dollar bills all around the press just to check if your press is all around good for pressure. All right, let's take a closer look here. Guys, it looks good. I love it a lot. It came out very well. I did not expect it to come out this good. And even with the added texture, makes it seem almost like it was like drawn on here. These kind of look like just Sharpie, like a Sharpie pen. And this cutoff, it looks good. It looks really good, and I'm pretty excited for it. Our team did really well, and even just showcasing Photopea too. This was done by MidJourney AI and Photopea, and maybe another program for the text, but definitely look back at that. I gotta say, this is a pretty good piece, guys. But yeah. All right, guys, we showed you how to take this MidJourney AI graphic and turn it into a streetwear design that I honestly said that I would wear myself. And matter of fact, give me 1 second. All right. Yeah, that looks good. We did it all on Photopea. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I enjoyed making it. And if you guys are looking for a DTF supplier or just trying to replace your existing one, definitely give us a shot. Well, I hope you guys saw value in this video. And if you guys did, definitely give us a like and a follow. I'll see you guys soon.